Hey everybody, Andrea, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking quickly about productivity, what I do on a weekly basis to stay on track with my goals. Okay. Now I've spoken in a previous video about the difference between wishful thinking and goals. Wishful thinking is simply this: I would really love to play the guitar. Okay. 3 months time, you meet me again and you tell me, hey Andrea, how's the guitar lessons coming along? And I tell you, you know what, I haven't really bought in the guitar yet, so yeah, I'm still waiting. 6 months down the line, I still haven't learned shit. Okay, so do I really want to learn how to play the guitar? I don't think so. Maybe I just like the way a guitar sounds, or I like the idea of being able to play a nice song on a guitar for my girlfriend. Okay, the difference between wishful thinking and a goal with that same scenario is this. Okay, I want to play the guitar, or I want to learn how to play the guitar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down that's my goal, and I'm going to have a start date. So by the end of June or the 1st of July, I'm going to learn how to play the guitar. Okay. How am I going to do that? I need to first buy a guitar, so whether I have money for that or whether I need to save a certain amount of money every month in order to buy my guitar, I'm going to write that down. Okay, so just depending on which financial position you are in. Then I'm going to need to do some research. I need to find out who gives guitar lessons, how much they charge, and how many lessons I'm going to need a week. For example, 3 or 4 lessons a week, and how many lessons a month, and how much it's going to cost me. Okay, so I'm going to write all of this down, and then I'm going to have an end date. So I'm going to have my start date, all of my details, my information, my research, what I'm going to need to do every day or how many times a week, and I'm going to have my end date. That, ladies and gentlemen, that's a goal. Okay? So the difference between wishful thinking is just, it's an idea, it's a pipe dream. A goal is actually something that you do or that you can constructively do or work towards on a daily basis. Okay? I personally, how I deal with my goals and why I specifically use goals is because I'm all over the place. I don't know you guys, I'm not a very organized person. I have a very short attention span, although I can sit through something, a course, or that I find very interesting, or I can read a book from cover to cover, depending on how big it is, if it's something that I'm passionate about or interested in. But I mean, if it's something that I'm not interested in, you're going to lose me within literally a minute or two. Okay? But now goals help me stay focused, and they also give me guidance. So what I do, I have my big goals and I take one goal and I break it down. So every Sunday I sit down and I write down the top 10 goals for the rest of the week, so as to ensure that I have a really productive week. Because like I said, I'm all over the show, I'm doing a lot of things, I'm involved in pretty much all aspects of my business because I'm just starting out. So I am pretty busy, and there's a lot of things that I can get distracted very quickly. And the biggest mistake that we make is because we're busy, we think we are actually productive and effective. You can be busy for 12 hours a day and still not achieve a goddamn thing. Okay, it's about being effective. And this is why I highly recommend and I urge you guys to start using or learning how to set goals and working towards them. Okay, you can start small, it doesn't have to be big, it needs to be realistic though. Okay, but just make sure that it's something that you want to work towards. It has a start date. There's details with regards to achieving it or what you need to do, action steps that you can take every day, every week, every month, until you've achieved that goal, depending on how big it is. Some goals may take a week or 2, some goals may take a few months, some goals can take a few years. It just depends what it is. But the principle is that I have it written down. Okay, so make sure it's somewhere on a piece of paper with a start date. It has some action steps and it's got an end date. Okay, because what gets measured gets done. Okay, so what I do to stay on course, every Sunday, like I said, I write down my top 10 goals for the week. And whether I finish those top 10 goals the Monday or the Tuesday, if it's done, it's done. At least I have a productive week. And sometimes it takes me all 7 days to achieve the goal. Sometimes I don't even achieve all of them, but at least I've had a fairly productive week. And the more you practice that, the better you'll become. Okay, so learn to use goals, guys. Know the difference between wishful thinking and an actual goal. Okay, I wish you guys all the best, and I hope the video helped. Cheers.